Cajun capital of the world.
I'm the average Lafayette, Louisiana kid.
See, I'm back on my...
Hey, fellas. Hey, Raging Review said, congratulations. Say what's up, y'all. Yeah!
People that have courage don't have no extra gene. There's no difference in you. The difference is, are you going to sit down when it's time to stand up?
Welcome into another edition of the Raging Review podcast. Good evening, good late evening as the Raging Cajuns in the first game for them, game number 2 of the Starkville Regional, fall to the Cincinnati Bearcats by a final score of 12-2. We got Jerry and the boys hanging out. Where are you, Jerry?
I'm at BAM's. I'm at Club BAM.
We got Club BAM there. Is that Seth next to you? Is that who I'm seeing over there? We got all the boys there.
And one of our buddies, he just left. So we had a few of us out in the patio tonight watching some baseball. Could have been better, but still a good time. We held the fort down back here in Lafayette.
And we also have my beautiful wife, Anna, in the background.
Shout out to Anna for the food.
Kudos to the chef over here, Chef Anna, cooking a delicious meat and a gravy. It was a steak with sausage in the gravy and black-eyed peas. We had cucumber salad, corn. It was gourmet. Definitely
that sounds
gourmet
pretty. That sounds pretty solid. Something that Mississippi people don't know about. Cajun cooking. And by the way, I know Bam, you got to ask her permission to do this stuff. So thank her for allowing us to be on your porch tonight. I just want to say that. Thank you. We appreciate you. Yes, definitely. Boys, we are going to take a quick break. We're going to thank our sponsors because we do have to thank our sponsors as we do every show, because without them, we would not be possible. When we come back, we will get to it. We'll talk about the game. We'll talk about some of the breakdowns we had defensively, or I should say not defensively, offensively on the bases, and how things just changed course all of a sudden in the 4th inning. We'll get to all that in just a second. Be right back. We'd like to thank the following partners who make Raging Review possible. Our title sponsor, the Best Stop Family Market, with locations in Katy and Baytown, Texas, Toledo Bend, Karen Crow, and of course the official location opened in 1986 in Scott. Visit the Best Stop and ask about the Raging Review tailgate platters. Gulf Coast Bank, title sponsor of the Tailgate Show every Saturday 3 hours before kickoff. Planet Radio 106.7, Lafayette Roofing, The Yard Goat, Yes Please Branding and Marketing, Old Time Grocery, Stride Safety Solutions, Eat Lafayette, brought to you by Lafayette Travel, Ragin' Hydration, and Dr. Brett Venable at Recovery Chiromed. And we'd also like to thank our Patreon sponsors listed here. For only $2 a month, you too could have early access to uncut interviews before they air here on our shows. You also get an exclusive Patreon icon next to your name on Cajun Threads, the official message form for Raging Review. If you are interested in joining as a Patreon, visit us at patreon.com/Raging Review. Thanks to all of our corporate and Patreon sponsors for making this show possible. Tonight feels like one of those nights you go to the bus stop, you order the super duper hot secret sauce, secret recipe. Nobody knows how to order it, but we do, from Dana Boudin, that lights you a-hole on fire the next morning. And that's how I feel right now, man. Feel like I ate one of those earlier today. But sometimes you just have to take your licks, Jerry. Sometimes teams just have it during a game, and you felt like, look, I warned you guys, and we talked about it. I talked about it with the with Keegan from the Cincinnati side. We talked about it last night. I was worried about Coates. I was worried about Natili, and I was worried about Infelice. And Coates tonight he had 3 at-bats, 2 runs, a hit, and a ribby. He walked twice because we pitched kind of around him for a while. Natili, do we have to talk about what he did? 5 ribbies on the night, 3 home runs. Sick. Infelice did pretty much the same. I mean, sometimes you just have to tip your hat to the opponent and say, you got us tonight, Jerry. I think we gotta flush this one and move on tomorrow.
It is what it is. I mean, it's the postseason, and look, you're gonna drop a game, and it's you just have to find a way to respond. I mean, there were 4 number 1 seeds or 4 regional host teams that lost today to teams that were 4 seeds in their regional, and it happens. This was a game early on where I said last night we need to make contact on Nelson or Nate Taylor early on, and we did. We just couldn't turn them into runs. And this is a type of team in Cincinnati. Look, let's be honest. There's a reason why they were ranked 8th in the preseason poll going into this season. This is a good baseball team. They were a top 25 team tonight, and they showed it. And, you know, when you play a team like Cincinnati, and if you look at the circumstances of what happened in the first 4 innings, it's almost it's a game of inches almost. I know that rule applies in football, but that applies in baseball as well. You cannot give them easy opportunities to make things happen. And, you know, it all started in the 4th inning. We had 2 men on, no outs, and we hit into a double play. Whether that was an outfield fly by Donovan LaSalle, and we could debate whether or not Drew was out at second, but that totally changed the dynamic of the game. That changed the momentum. You go to the next inning, bottom of the 4th. Cody's wheeling and dealing the first 3.5 innings, or 3 3 2/3 of an inning. And then before you know it, one of their guys hits a double, and then it's a home run, turns the game around, flips it on its side, just like that. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And then that was it. It was a snowball effect. And so when you play a team like Cincinnati that is already a good team to begin with, and they make you pay, you better find a way to claw back and respond. And we just couldn't do that tonight. And then before you know it, you know, it was 3-1, then it was 5-1, 7-1, and their bats, you know, hitting is contagious. Their bats, it wasn't just a hitting contagion, it was a hitting pandemic by Cincinnati tonight. So it is what it is. You know, it's not fun to lose like that, but it's the postseason. When you play, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And we beat a really good team tonight. I'll tell you this. I do think Mississippi State will have their hands full against the Cincinnati team tomorrow night.
Yeah, we'll see how that turns out, man. I think Cincinnati is used to not playing in front of anybody in their 1,000 attended per game stadium. So I think all their little cute softball chants and all the weird stuff they do in the dugout, which, you know, I'm saying I'm not going to judge them. I think that's kind of dumb, but grown men doing chants in the dugout and like clapping and doing cheers like it's softball is weird to me. But anyway, I don't want to shit on them for like dominating us tonight. We can't, you know, excuse the fact that they absolutely were dominating tonight. But the thing that I think for me is disappointing is that you felt like you had them on the ropes going into the 4th inning, but every time you felt like you had a chance to like start really getting more momentum. I mean, Lee on the base running mistake where they hit it to the left side and he's at third and then he breaks for home. He could have made it back to third, but for some reason he hesitated and stopped. I don't know what happened there. Drew Markle, by the way, was safe at second. I think the consensus is everybody in the world, except for whatever review booth they had, he was absolutely safe at second. But we should have never been in that position. And I'm not putting that on I think Drew just was aggressive on that play and thought that he could beat it. And it took a perfect throw from the center fielder. And after that, you swear Michael Jordan was in center field, who was the best player in college baseball in the history of man, dancing out there, acting stupid. You know, that was literally the only thing he did in the field tonight. But, you know, you felt like you had momentum, and then the base running mistakes happen. You have their pitcher on the ropes. You let him off the hook. And after that, it was just all downhill. And you feel like once they grabbed that momentum, we had no chance of fighting back. It just felt like a totally different ball game in the 4th.
And that's what it boils down to. When you play a good team like that in the postseason, there's a reason why Cincinnati is as good as they are. And again, when you make mistakes and you can't respond quick enough to that snowball effect, it just goes downhill. And I think the game would have been a little bit different early on if we would have been able to score at least 1 or 2 runs in the top of the 4th inning instead of hitting ourselves into a double play like that. But again, one thing that gave Nate Taylor was almost at 80 pitches at the time, only in the 4th. He was just, that out or that hit or that fly out that turned into a double play. It was a 3-1 count that Donnie swung at. Now I understand why he swung at it. It was a good pitch, but who knows if he walks him, you've got bases loaded with no outs and maybe the dynamics change. Maybe we score a few runs in that inning, but it just goes to show you how quick things can turn on a whim. And unfortunately for us tonight, in that particular instance, it turned on a whim and it turned badly. Now, to your point in the first inning about Lee getting out, I thought Cincinnati actually had a good alignment in the infield. Colt Brown hit it right to their shortstop. They were preparing for it. But that's, again, it kind of goes back to our ups and downs on base running. We have to be a little more disciplined on that. We have to be a little bit more aware in a situation like that, especially where you only had 1 out. So, look, you get away with that against certain teams in conference. You can't get away with that against a team like Cincinnati. That's a Big 12. This year was a Big 12 powerhouse. So, we just couldn't respond tonight. And we just have to come back tomorrow ready to play. I thought even towards the end, there was some promise. I thought our batters were still battling. It just got to the point where it was so lopsided that we were just, unfortunately, we were out of it. And I do want to give a shout out real quick. Once again, I gave him a shout out last week. I got to give a shout out to JR. I thought JR did the best he could going out in the circumstances that he has. He's actually given 3 good performances since he's been coming back out since that Coastal Carolina game last weekend. Again, I said we would need him. I thought he did his job tonight. He ate up some innings. And so even with tomorrow against Lipscomb and possibly on Sunday, if we win tomorrow, we do have, for the most part, a pretty, not going to say loaded bullpen, but we still have some tools in the bullpen that can last. So I thought that was the one bright spot I thought was J.R. Tillet's performance. He did his job. We definitely needed him to eat some innings, and he did.
All I got to say is look what we did in the conference tournament last week, and look at if we could piece that together over the course of 7 games, I think we can piece things together. But again, every single game is just situation by situation, game by game. You can't look ahead. We got to take Lipscomb. We got to take them very. Too many drinks and I can't talk. My lips are numb. But you got to take them seriously. You know what I'm saying? And it looks like we have a troll in 2-12. Surely y'all played Mississippi State. That just tells me you don't know ball, bro. If you don't know how good Cincinnati has been this season, then you don't know ball. We have preached about that for the last 3 days and talked about how good they are and named the very players that killed us tonight. So no, you're a no ball knower. If that's your take tonight. Let's take a look real quick around the regionals. Little Rock beat USM today, which didn't get us off to a great start, and then we dropped the game in poor fashion to Cincinnati. Texas State right now tied with USC 3-3 in the College Station regional. They are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Right now, Troy is down 4-1 to Miami. That is in the bottom of the 4th. And Coastal Carolina down 10-4 to NIU in the bottom of the 4th inning. That's what I was worried about Coastal Carolina, in that really in any regional, they've been trending downward. And I didn't think the Kevin Schnall stuff really mattered that much. I thought they'd be able to rise above that, but that may be a factor. Before you go, Jerry, I do want to say I have it at the bottom, 866-454-RAGE. Please call in, give us your thoughts. I know Ryan's watching. I think Josh is out there. If he's not yet, he'll be calling in later. But I did want to just say that, Coastal kind of on the downtrend, and really right now, our hope is with Texas State 3-3 with Southern California for the entire Sun Belt Conference. Not how I thought this day would end. But again, lots of baseball to be played in those other games. But, man, just not a good showing right now.
You know, it's crazy, man. I mean, and obviously the conference really hasn't represented too well today as far as gameplay goes. But these upsets, man, you look at what, like Milwaukee, right? Losing record. Look at what they did to Auburn today. I mean, that was unbelievable. You look at Little Rock. Look at what Little Rock did to Southern Miss and Hattiesburg. I mean, that I did not expect that to happen. Now, granted, everybody talks about the run or the postseason run Little Rock made last year, but you know, Southern Miss is a 9 seed. I mean, that's a respectable rating right there, Nick. And they came out and went toe to toe with the Golden Eagles till the 9th and blew it open. And Southern Miss is one loss away from their season ending at home. How about St. Mary's going to UCLA, beating them 3-2? Even Lamar, that, you know, even though they lost to Texas A&M, gave the Aggies all they could. I mean, there's a lot of that's as crazy as it sounds in the college world today of sports. One thing I will say is college baseball still has a lot of parity in spite of NIL, in spite of teams having higher budgets. Baseball is a lot different, and today is a prime example of that, seeing some of these upsets. I mean, 4 1 seeds losing or 4 regional hosts losing in opening day. That says a lot. That's crazy to me. I mean, I don't think I've seen that before, but to be honest with you.
Can we talk about the terrible take our friend at AFR or AF, whatever his name is, the guy in Baton Rouge?
No,
talking.
Not really.
No, but I think we need to address it because some people are defending this as a fact. And the reason I want to mention it is because of what happened today. And he said what a lot of people are thinking. I'm sorry, Elliot. I didn't mean you. I mean AYS. I got my A's crossed. A lot of people think what he said, which is teams like Little Rock, teams like St. Mary's, all these teams don't belong. Are you kidding? Like, you're thinking in a microscope of college football, and you can't do that in baseball. If you know sports, you cannot compare baseball to football. That's a terrible take, but that's really how people think, Jerry. And people are going to look at this and say, oh my God, we got our ass kicked by Cincinnati. Who's Cincinnati? I don't know. Cincinnati is one of the better teams in the country, started the season at number 8 and have had eye-popping numbers offensively throughout the entire season. Again, no ball before you talk crap.
Well, my mindset is, look, the rules have always been that way in every sport except for football, right? Your conference champion, no matter how good your conference is or bad your conference is, the conference champion will always make it in. Now, the conference champion of the Southland or the Sun Belt may not be as good as the conference champion of the SEC, but that's why we have a playoff system in place, right? So you can prove it. And what I've seen in baseball lately is there's a lot of teams in those smaller conferences that quote unquote don't belong in the postseason that have advanced in the postseason, while teams in the SEC and teams in bigger conferences have been bounced by them or have stayed home or have gone home earlier. So no, I mean, that's the point. I've always said that, even in March Madness, right? March Madness is a prime example. The beauty of March Madness and the reason why the term March Madness exists is because of the Cinderella team from the smaller conference, right? I mean, I guess the alternative to some of these people would be, well, let's just take the Big Ten and the SEC and let's just allow them to be in the playoff and forget everybody else. Well, then that's not the point of the postseason. The point of the postseason is you get the best of the best from each conference, no matter how good the conference is, and you let them battle it out, and we see who wins it all at the end. So, I mean, look, I don't really take into account what other people say. If that's their opinion, that's their opinion. All I know is today there was a lot of parity. There were a lot of teams, some of which were losing records, like Milwaukee, that went to places like Auburn, that was a 6th national seed out of the SEC, and put a whipping on them. So, I think that's the point of the postseason, right? The point of the postseason is you're going to have Cinderellas, you're going to have surprises. I mean, if you want to make it like that semi-pro mindset where only the best of the best in the SEC, even if they don't earn it, should get in anyway, just because they happen to have a conference affiliation, you do that, but you're going to kill the sport and you're going to water it down. And we've seen that already in many, many other examples.
Okay, we've given Cincinnati their props. we have said they're a solid baseball team. So now it's time for us to be fans a little bit, right? And I want to talk about what James is saying. By the way, James, you're our all-time GOAT. Thank you. We appreciate it. I'll need that $10 to refill my stash tomorrow. I don't know, what day is it? Where am I? What am I human?
It's Friday.
But thank
Friday.
you, James.
We play tomorrow on Saturday
at 3:00, by the way. But thank you, James, again. As always, we appreciate your support, man. But I get the hooping and hollering in dugouts, and I think you see a lot more of the hooping and hollering in dugouts. Seth is like, I want nothing to do with this. I get the hooping and hollering in the dugout thing, but
I'll tap you.
when you look when like you have these cheers, like I get you're 18, 19, 20 year old, but you're freaking grown men. And they do it in softball. I hate it in softball, by the way. So this is a universal take. I don't like the little cheers. I think it's Bush League. And they definitely showboated, but did so because they could. We did nothing to stop them. But they are a team of cocky MFers that I hope get their ass handed to them tomorrow. And that's me having a few drinks, being a little bitter. The fact that they kicked our ass tonight, I may feel different tomorrow. But the showboating, bat flips, I don't care about bat flips. Bat flips are cool, but just the generalized, like it's a me thing. I'm a Andrew Herman guy. I'm here for the team. I'll do whatever the team needs. I'm not a me guy. So to me, that was the most disappointing about the Cincinnati team, is seeing them do this little idiotic stuff in the dugout and doing the little cheers and doing the little dances. It's like you're playing Fortnite and you're playing college baseball. By the way, I do want to mention, and I'm not claiming anything. I'm not being a bad sport. I'm just telling you what other fans have texted me, have messaged me, have said, and I think it's funny. So I will mention it. Boys look juiced up on Cincinnati side tonight. I'm just saying, when you hit a ball 500 feet and from the 2 inches above your hands as you're swinging the bat, that takes a lot of power. And some people are saying they look juiced up. I will not confirm nor deny my thoughts on that, but I did think that was funny. But Jerry, again, if we would have won, I would still be commenting on that. But my question to you is, does that bother you? I just think it's Bush League, and I think it looks like a T-ball team, and that's just not my thing. But maybe it's for them. I don't know.
I'm okay with the charisma. I think sometimes you can say it's a little over the top. I think it's a little over the top with Cincinnati. I mean, I know our softball team does it. I've seen softball teams do it, but they're girls, and there's a time and place for it, right? I mean, now they had all the right to dance and cheer and do whatever they want because they were putting a beat down on us. I mean, I'm sure that gave them a little more pep in their step. But as far as a baseball traditionalist, I'm cool with, the dugout doing chants and charades every once in a while. But sometimes there's a fine line to it, right? Like, this isn't a chorus line. We're not doing some Broadway line dance and on the dugout. And I thought they did a little bit of that. They showed it sometimes, and I was kind of like, all right, guys, come on. This is a little too much. But anyway, Seth, you wanted to say something?
But I do appreciate, before you go, Seth, I do want to, we do have, thank you, by the way, for a Cincy fan joining us tonight. I appreciate you being joining us on the show and watching us. The cheers and stuff is how they clearly had more energy and got in our head. I don't know if it really got in our head. I think we've seen this show before, man. So I don't think it's as much getting in our head as that you guys just were offensively knocking the shit out of the ball. I don't think it was a
team tonight.
Yeah. Sorry, Seth. I just want to throw that out there.
It's nothing to do with that. I mean, if we say anything about it, the first thing somebody's going to say is we're just being bitter because they came out and kicked the shit out of us. And in fact, they did. It's a little corny to me. Like you said, softball players do it because they're female. But none of us like it. I don't even think their fans like it. I think they probably give them shit for it too. I do want to say big ups to our guys that made the trip. Cole getting the booty on ESPN. Like,
how
Cole
about that, man? That was legit. Yeah,
that was straight up legit. But shout out to the boys for making the trip and making it happen. They did everything they could. They kept it respectful. They keep it as crazy as we are, as crazy as them boys are. They kept it classy. You know what I'm saying, to an extent. And then you got the dudes on the field acting like total dipshits. But like I said, I mean, they came out and punched us in the face a bunch of times, and we just got to deal with that shit.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, and just like the pimp at the home run thing and the stealing when you're up 10-1, hey, stop them.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
right.
Like, stop them. It sucks. And would I be happy if we did it? Probably not. But our GOAT Cole, look, again, where were the Cincy fans tonight? Nowhere to be found in the stadium. I saw one. He looked a little weird behind the stand. And by the way, I do have to give credit. There are a couple guys I've talked to, as well as my boy Keegan, who came on the show. He was awesome. So no hate to him, but like, where are the Cincy fans, man? Your city's like 5 times bigger than ours, and there was nobody there. We had great representation from our people. So I was really proud of that. And they kept it going through the whole game. I love it.
Straight up. You even saw Doug on there.
Yeah, well, we always find a way to find Doug on there.
Right. And he kept his shirt on, I think.
I heard he showed nips later in the game. There was tarps off for a little bit.
I heard it too.
No, seriously though, I second what Seth said, man. Shout out to Cajun Nation for showing up tonight. I mean, there was a lot of red in the stands. You can see it on TV. You can hear them, especially early on. You clearly knew where Section A was based on the chants they were saying. We got a representative from Section A.
There you go, baby.
There he is.
Killing it.
Yep, there he is. But yeah, shout out to the fans who showed up tonight, and they were present. They were definitely present, and I expect them to bring the same energy tomorrow against Lipscomb at 3:00. So no, it looks like they've had a good time, and the pictures we've seen at the tailgates, and our friend from Fox 15, Will Heron, he was there doing a live shot with the guys. So look, win or lose, we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have fun, and we're gonna, like over here, right? We've got Bam's wife Anna making a good Cajun home cooked meal. We're still cutting up, making jokes, even though it wasn't pleasant, but we still try to make it a fun time. So whether you were here in Lafayette or in Houston, where you are, Nick, or even the fans in Starkville, look, we want to win, but you got to look. We're in the postseason. You got to enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, and Nathan mentioning game 2 was louder than game 1. Game 1 got out of hand kind of quick, so that's not surprising. But Cajuns fans will never stop yelling. It doesn't matter. We're gonna yell, make noise the entire game, and again, we're out there to have a good time. I think it's a little different from us this year because going into the regional tournament, I mean, the way that dip that we had was so down, and the way that we recovered and just played our asses off the last couple of weeks. I'm not saying that but it feels like we're playing with house money right now. And I want to beat every team and kick every team's ass, but I'm having a good time seeing this team do what they do. And think about the fact that we have 5 freshmen on this team, including right now 3 starters, and a pitcher. And I mean, there was just so much positivity going into next season if we could hang on to a lot of those guys. And by the way, we still have games to play.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's like, oh, we still got games to play, boys. We can still win this thing. Remember 2014, we lost to Jackson State in the first game and came back and win it. Nothing's impossible. And I agree with John. I vote for KG, UL's next mascot, boys. What y'all think about that?
Absolutely.
No question.
No, 100%.
Yeah, no question. And look, I mean, is it frustrating tonight? Absolutely. Is it disappointing? Yes. I'm not going to sit here and try to sugarcoat anything on what we saw. But like you said, I mean, look, it's still a young team, and they're still battling. And we've seen this team battle all throughout the year, even in times when we thought at one point we weren't even going to make the conference tournament. And here we are sitting in a post game of a regional as a strong 3 seed. And we even made the top 25 this week. So, this team has found ways to bounce back all year since February. And they always will. That is just who we are. That's just our identity. And so I'm going to enjoy just as much as I enjoyed tonight, even though it wasn't the way we wanted it to go. I'm going to enjoy tomorrow. Yeah. Go out there and beat Lipscomb. Go out there and put yourself in position to make it to Sunday. And then if you take care of business on Sunday, who knows what can happen That's what the postseason's about, man. You know, just because you lose tonight, the season's not over yet. We still got baseball to play.
Look, I'm gonna be pissed if we lose to Lipscomb tomorrow night.
No, we can't. No,
I'm just gonna say, like tonight, I'm not pissed. Tomorrow, if we lose to Lipscomb, I'm gonna be pissed, my dude.
Yeah. Hey, so I want to talk. I think it was Drew Caswell said, earlier, in order to win this game, we got to beat Nate automatic. And the bright spot is in the first 3 innings, we showed light. We did show light. We hit a lot of hard balls. Wasn't a lot of looking at strike threes and anything like that. We hit a lot of balls at them. We took some breaks, but we were getting there until the circus in center field took its show. But, I mean, it is what it is. But shout out to RC. These Zens ain't going to eat themselves, baby. No, we got to eat that.
I just got a question, Seth. The first time you dipped or you were you doing tobacco first or are you straight Zen guy?
Yeah, I had dipped for like 22 years, and then these Zens came out, and I think it got me off the dip within like the first 7 days.
I don't know if y'all know Brady Frederick and Scott, but my dude, I remember the day I was at the Shell station in Scott, and his older brother Mark gave him some dip. I mean, we were kids. I was probably like 7 years old. Gave that dude some dip and he threw up immediately. So that's why I was wondering if on that Zen, if the first time you took it, but you had been dipping before. So that's totally different.
That's what I'm saying. But that was the crazy thing about it because it's nicotine, no tobacco. So that's why we just eat these things. But probably tonight, I think I counted 4 of them being absolutely pissed off at a nuke that I chewed it and busted it in my mouth. So, yeah, there's that. But, I mean, that is what it is, bro.
Rage and Review After Dark, man. We've gone from dip to Zens to who knows what else tonight.
That's a bougie dip, man. That's a bougie tobacco.
It is a bougie tobacco. Any final thoughts? We got to move on because I do want to look at Lipscomb as far as their batting, their pitching. But anything on your end, Jerry, before we move on to the next game?
Game's over, man. Look, game's over. Focus on Lipscomb. Focus on Lipscomb and finding. Oh, look, we've clawed our way back before, and we got to start. We got to do one more time tomorrow.
Move forward. Keep your head up. Play tomorrow and win tomorrow. Let's go.
Bam with the wise words. I like that. All right, let's take a look at them offensively. I don't know if you guys can see it, but they have a Pruitt on their team, and he's pretty good at hitting. He's got a 359 batting average, but they don't hit for power. Only 32 home runs on the season. So I think we're going to be able to not have a similar Cincinnati situation tomorrow. But he does, he's got an OPS of 908, slugs for 512, pretty good hitter there. And then they've got a couple more guys, Houston Miles, Brady Miller, and Jordan Thomas, all hitting above 300, as well as Aaron I can't say his name, hitting over 300 as well. But a couple of guys, including Thomas and Pruitt, slugging over 500. Again, not a power hitting club as far as hitting the ball goes, pitching wise. That's where they they really struggle with their pitching and bullpen. Their ERA is 6.3 on the season. And Cole broke it down last night, and he was, I wouldn't say disrespectful of Lipscomb's pitching, but it's not great. And that's where they really struggle. And I think Mississippi State could have probably hung 25 on them today, but pulled back a little bit. So, you like your chances against a Lipscomb, but after the 4th inning, we kind of packed it in. I want to see some fire tomorrow, and I want to see that carry through more than 4 innings, Jerry. We can't, again, it's a regional tournament. These guys are here for a reason. We can't be an a-hole like the guy at TSAB. These guys belong here. They're here for a reason. We got to respect our opponent and not worry about the nameplate. And we just got to play our game. I think if we play our game like we did this conference tournament, I think we get this game. We look forward to Sunday, and whoever the opponent is, we just play our best ball.
One at a time.
Well, if you don't play your best ball, you go home. Your season's over. And, to the point about who belongs and who doesn't belong, there's a certain team across the basin with all that money and NIL, and they're sitting at home right now watching us on TV. And there's a reason for that. I'm not trying to knock them. My point is that you got to earn your way to the postseason. And that's what we did. And if you look at some of these conference teams or these teams that won these conference championships, they are in their way. And so with that said, tomorrow we gotta show up, and you better play the full 9 innings if you want to play till Sunday and keep your season going. Again, you lose tomorrow, we go home and the season's done. So I expect the guys to bounce back. They've done it all year long. I expect them to come out with some fire tomorrow, a little bit of piss and vinegar, and I expect a good showing. I expect a really good showing. And so, I think if the way to wash off tonight is come in tomorrow, take care of business, and get some momentum going into the Sunday game, because most likely you're going to be facing Cincinnati again. And if you're not facing Cincinnati, you're facing Mississippi State on Sunday, but you got to take care of business tomorrow to build that confidence and momentum to go into Sunday to play that game.
We had to beat. So in the rest of this tournament, if we make it past Lipscomb, we're either going to have to beat Cincinnati, who absolutely kicked our ass tonight, twice, or Mississippi State twice. One of those teams will have to play twice. So it's an uphill battle, but I mean, look at what we did against Coastal. Look at what we did against Texas State. Don't count out the Cajuns, man. We've got some attitude. We've got some. Look, I'm just saying, let's flush this game. These games happen. Don't let it carry on to the next game is what I just don't want to happen. Don't let this linger. Don't let this carry on. Flush it, move on, play your game, and get to Sunday.
Look at 2 years ago in College Station, Texas destroyed us the first game. I mean, they beat us pretty handily.
And then we beat their ass.
And then look at what we did. So we took care of business. We beat Grambling, right, on Saturday. And then we come back against Texas on Sunday, and we beat them 10-2 and ended their season. Now, granted, we ran out of some gas against Texas A&M, who ended up being the national runner-up that year. But look, we had some fight in us until the final out in that regional. And I expect this team to have the same exact fire going into the later half of this weekend. But it all starts tomorrow. And I expect if we win tomorrow, I expect this team to not lay down whoever it is on Sunday, whether it's getting past the first game and going into the final or what. I expect this team to go down swinging, even if they lose.
Ole Miss and Arizona State are tied at 6. Texas State and USC still tied at 3 in the top of the 7th. Coastal still down 10-4 in the bottom of the 5th. That game seems like it's crawling along. Miami has a 1-run lead over Troy, 4-3, and UCF over NC State, who shouldn't even be in the tournament. UCF is up 9-3 in the top of the 8th, so UCF will probably get that win. So yeah, I think the message from us is just play your game, get the dub tomorrow. Let's see what happens from that point forward. And, anything can happen. My question for you, Jerry, is let's say we get through Lipscomb tomorrow. Who do you rather face in that elimination game? I'm saying, I mean, thinking of the fact that we have to beat a team twice. So we get past Lipscomb. Who do you want to face one time in an elimination game?
Honestly, I'd probably say Cincinnati, because I'm curious. I don't know if their bullpen is as deep as Mississippi State's. That's the one reason why I would say I'd probably rather face Cincinnati on Sunday. I think taking on Mississippi State is going to be tough no matter what you do, because number one, you're playing at their place with 15,000 rowdy fans with cowbells screaming, going crazy. And then on top of that, I'm pretty sure their bullpen is a lot deeper than what Cincinnati has. So if you want to take care of business against a team that, yes, they can hit the ball, they showed us that tonight. But if tomorrow's important as far as momentum. If we can get back on the hitting train, we can make some good plays in the field. We build some confidence in our pitching and our bullpen. I like our chances better against Cincinnati, only because I think we'll have some hitting momentum going in. And then I think I don't know if I just don't think their bullpen is as deep as Mississippi State's. I would say Mississippi State's bullpen is probably one of the deepest in college baseball, to be honest with you.
But that could also play against us if we have to play them twice.
Yeah, but the problem is, though, man, it's just, if you want to keep going is what I'm saying. If you want to keep going and compound on momentum, I'd rather Cincinnati. And what do you guys think?
I just think, we're in a regional where we got some really good teams that can hit a baseball, and whether we play Cincinnati or we play Mississippi State, we're gonna face dudes that bullpen might be different. They're going to show up and hit the baseball. If we don't do that, it don't matter what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we need the power hitting team that we saw in the tournament to have any chance the rest of this tournament.
And Cincinnati been that all year.
Right.
I mean, that's just what they do. But we just got to hit. We got to hit with them. We got to somehow fight with them, and that's it.
Who do you think we pitch tomorrow? Some are saying Herm. I heard that it was a good possibility we see Roman tomorrow against Lipscomb. Your thoughts, Jared? And I'm not saying against Lipscomb. I don't know if that decision was made that he would pitch tomorrow regardless, or if that was a matchup thing with Mississippi State.
State, yeah.
Who would you pitch tomorrow against Lipscomb?
It's two lefties. Honestly, maybe I'm crazy. I'd probably throw Herm, but I think we're going Roman, honestly. I think they're setting up Herm for Sunday if we take care of business, but I'd be okay with either one. I mean, the way Ty Roman has pitched the last month has been flawless. I mean, he shows why he was picked as the Friday guy to start the season, and Herm is Herm. So
Herm also pitched a lot of pitches.
And that's a good point. He pitched a lot last week, and I think the longer we hold him, it's better to just maybe give him some more rest, as much rest as possible. As Jesse says that it looks like that Roman's going to go. I'm okay with that. I mean, Roman's been on fire lately, so either or.
And we still have. I mean, we do still have Pruitt, but he may be somebody we want to hold for later. So I think tomorrow you go Johnny Holstaff, if I'm being honest with you. Get some bullpen time in for some guys, but have a solid starter. I'm not saying start with, don't go with the bottom of your bullpen at the start of the game, but I don't know. We'll have to see how the game transpires and plays out tomorrow. But
yeah, look, we got to hit the baseball, man. Like today we had opportunities, couldn't capitalize, and we didn't get another hit until the 6th inning or something like that?
We had them on the ropes, man. That's what's so disappointing. You had that pitcher on the ropes, and one play changed the entire complexion of this game.
And the thing is, we never got the chance for the kill shot, and that's what was frustrating. And sometimes if you can't get the kill shot against a good team like that, and you kind of lollygag a little bit, they're gonna pounce right back on you, and they're gonna counter. And they countered tonight in that 4th inning. I mean, that was it. Again, it must have been a little bit different. It would have been a little bit different if we would have capitalized with those two guys on base with no outs, not hitting to a double play. But it's baseball, man. It's really all I can say.
I always appreciate TSAV fans joining us. He's really upset that I chirped at Blake for his awful take. My dude, if you agree with his theory that no team should be in the tournament that wins their conference, then you're just as much of an idiot as his take was. So maybe keep your mouth shut going forward, because you're on my show.
He loves the Cajuns, though. He did say
he's full of shit. Yeah. All of a sudden, yeah, Lil Bro. Yeah, he's a UL fan too, Lil Bro. Dude, you're not fooling anybody.
I think he's talking directly to you, though, Nick. I think that's the difference.
He's not a UL fan. These fake asses, they show up and they're sitting at home watching us, by the way, but they all of a sudden are UL fans.
Hey, Nick, to go back on your question on who we're going to throw tomorrow against Lipscomb.
Right.
I guarantee you this. We'll find out an hour before the game.
Yeah, I guarantee you we will too, my bud.
45 minutes to an hour, we'll find out. For sure.
And somebody said Pap. I think it's going to be Roman. I really do think it's going to be Roman tomorrow, and I have no problem with that. I'm okay with that. I think that's actually a good call. Now, if we were in the winner's game and we were pitching him against Mississippi State, I would think that we'd probably want to see Herm in that position. But again, I don't know Herm's health. He pitched a hell of a lot of pitches last week. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm good with I'm okay with either one, because honestly, like if we win tomorrow night, I'd be okay with either one going against Cincinnati or Mississippi State. You're gonna have to pitch them anyway.
Well, we're gonna have to hit that. It goes
That's
back
exactly
to
right.
like we have to hit like we did during the tournament. If we can't do that, then it doesn't matter what our pitching does. So, here comes Coastal, man. You know, Coastal, you can never count them out.
Got 'em all right here, yeah.
People were burying them earlier. They're only in the bottom of the 5th, and it's 10-7.
Yeah.
So, man, can't count them out. UCF 9-3 over NC State again. NC State doesn't belong. Kentucky doesn't belong. They got a win today, but I still don't think they're a tournament team. And you stole from Mercer, who should probably be here, but that's neither here nor there. Boys, I don't have anything else besides whiskey to drink tonight, so I'll let you give final thoughts, and then I think we might call it a night unless you guys have anything pressing you'd like to address before tomorrow.
What you guys got?
I'm good. I said
good?
everything.
Hey, let's drink this down and get a win tomorrow. That's all we need to do.
Yeah.
Get a win tomorrow.
And to everybody in Starkville, have a good time. Be safe. Be careful. Don't do anything too crazy. I never said crazy, but too crazy. And come back tomorrow ready to go, cheering for the Cajuns. Want to hear you loud on TV. To everybody here in Lafayette or wherever you are, tune in tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Cajuns will take on Lipscomb. And look, Cade, that baseball team, we need all the support you can give us. So let's go take care of business. Let's bounce back. Again, this is not new to us. We've found ways to bounce back all the way to this point. It's what got us here in the regional, right? Because we find a way to be resilient. Let's go be resilient tomorrow. Let's go beat Lipscomb, and let's keep this season going.
Like, share, and subscribe. Tell your mama and them that we're doing this thing. We'll be post-game every game this regional, so be sure to tune in. I don't know, Jerry, well, you'll be tomorrow. I don't know where I'll be, but we're going to be live from somewhere giving you guys a lowdown and our thoughts and the recap of the previous game. Jerry, appreciate you. Seth, Bam, y'all are awesome. Tell your wife I love her again. And for everyone at Rage and Review, as always, we'll see you tomorrow, and go Cajuns.
I feel all right.